Now, the South African Communist Party, a political ally of the ruling ANC, has called for the dissolution of the National Planning Commission, arguing that a more organic mechanism is needed to manage and direct long-term policy planning in the state. The National Development Plan, which is a broad 20-year vision for South Africa, was of course conceptualized and delivered by the National Planning Commission. In an earlier interview for tonight's Political Exchange, I asked the Communist Party's Deputy General Secretary, Jeremy Cronin, to explain the party's position on the National Planning Commission and the National Development Plan.
The Minister in the Presidency for Planning, Trevor Manuel, made some of these points a little bit cryptically in a recent interview that he gave. I think it hasn't been well publicized, that particular interview, but he says, reflecting back, I think, on the work of the National Planning Commission, that he had lost the debate back in 2009, that he would have liked to have seen a planning commission a bit like, he said, the Indian Planning Commission. He gave that example. The Indian Planning Commission, as he explained, is chaired by the head of state and or the Prime Minister, and includes some 6 or so senior cabinet ministers in the Indian planning situation. And so Trevor Manuel was saying that you know, he would have liked to have seen a planning commission that looked a little bit like that. And then he went on to say in this particular interview that the way in which our commission had been composed then posed certain problems when it comes to implementation. Mm-hmm. Didn't really take that thought forwards, but I think that he's absolutely right, I think, in saying these things. I think the idea behind having basically what is an independent commission of experts, and many of them are outstanding academics, researchers and so forth, that were selected onto this planning commission. There are 26 of them, as you've said, 26 individuals. But they've had no particular collective history between, amongst them, between themselves. They're often approaching matters from very different backgrounds, but critically not organically linked mm-hmm. into the extensive planning requirements and planning activities that happen across the state. Unevenly, no doubt, with many weaknesses, but right from the municipal level, there's the obligation for municipalities to develop integrated development plans. All our 9 provincial governments have provincial growth and development strategies, and obviously there are a host of strategies, including the New Growth Path, the Industrial Policy Action Plan, the Presidential Infrastructure Build Plan. So there are a host of plans and planning activities happening right across the state. Mm-hmm. And what a planning commission needs to do, and let's say an Indian planning commission or planning commissions that exist pretty much everywhere else in the world, a planning commission needs to deal with long-range planning, but needs to be linked in organically to the planning activities that are happening across the state system. Mm-hmm. That's not to say that it simply digests and spews up again all of those plans.
Yes.
Much of them lack integration with each other. Many of them are vanity projects. I think that's an experience we've mm-hmm. had in South Africa. So it also needs to sift and prioritize and also provide a long-range pipeline. Mm. And because of the composition and character of the Planning Commission that we've had, all of those things are missing. So we've got a national development plan, so-called, as it were, exogenously dumped onto
existing
a whole range
plans.
of other plans, yes. And the connections between them are inapparent.